Chief Keef is back in headlines today, this time for taking shots at DMX. In his new song, Walnuts, the Chicago rapper says he slept with DMX's baby mama. Here's the song.
DMX, baby mama, hey, Yadira, Shakira, or whatever that name is. She do it back for me. I hear her. I sent that to plane ticket.
What's up, everyone? Thank you guys so much for watching my videos. If you guys haven't noticed, I've been very consistent with these videos that I've been dropping. So thank you to everybody that's been watching my videos. But anyways, today's video is going to be about DMX and Chief Keef. If you guys haven't seen Sade's video about this, the link is in the description below. She was the first one that made a video about this, and this was 8 months ago. So I wanted to revisit this topic because recently Stacey said that she didn't know DMX was dead. And I find that very weird because how would you not know that he's dead? You know, it's been over a year now. It's been like a year and a half already since DMX has faked his death. And I feel like her coming out with that story is, for one, it's bringing a lot of sympathy her way and DMX's way as well. You know, they love to harvest a lot of people's energy. So that's why she was crying in that video. And if I find the video, I'll play it for you guys right now.
Okay, I'm ashamed. I didn't know. I didn't know DMX died. I didn't know. From a overdose. I am today 6 years and 1 month clean. It breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. He lost to it. He lost to that demon of addiction. Please don't lose.
So yeah, she was just harvesting a lot of energy by bringing this up. And Sade did a good breakdown on Stacey recently. So if you guys are interested, go check out her video, because her base character is Queen Elizabeth. So to everyone that was asking me about Queen Elizabeth, just go watch her video. The link will be in the description below. But anyways, today's video is going to be about Chief Keef and DMX. I just really wanted to focus on these two characters because this is groundbreaking for me. You know, I was a big fan of DMX, and when Chief Keef came out, I instantly loved his music. And you have to question, why do we instantly love their music when they first come out? And part of it is because we've actually heard them before, and we've seen them before, because we're already familiar with Chief Keef's face. You know, we already saw that with DMX. The only difference is that DMX was bald and Chief Keef has dreads. But other than that, there's no difference. You know, Sade showed this picture of Chief Keef bald, and he looks exactly like DMX. You know, there's no difference. They have the same dark bags under their eyes. You know, their nose is exactly the same. They didn't change that at all. They even grow the same facial hair. You know, everything about these characters is the same, including their music. Both of them make very, very destructive music, and I think we can all agree on that. You know, DMX's music was extremely destructive, and Chief Keef as well. You know, if you think about it, Chief Keef has gotten a lot of people killed in Chicago, so that really shows his impact. And I just know for a fact that his music inspired a lot of people to kill other people in Chicago. And obviously there's a lot more politics that go into it. You know, it's not just the music itself that got people to kill each other. You know, you also have to think that all these celebrities are infiltrators on these streets. You know, and I've exposed a lot of celebrities from Chicago, like King Von, Durk, and FBG Duck. I have videos about all those characters, and one thing they all have in common is they're all infiltrators in Chicago. You know, they're not real people that are naturally from there. They were placed there specifically to infiltrate and to promote this killing agenda. And a lot of people from Chicago don't like to hear this because they want to believe that people around them are real. But you guys have to keep in mind, there is so many infiltrators in our everyday life. So you really have to question who these people are and why did they get famous. You know, that's a very deep topic that I've talked about in multiple videos. And a lot of people don't like to hear that. You know, a lot of people would like to believe that people around them are real. But in reality, there's so many people around us that could be infiltrating. But anyways, that's another topic for another video. Today, I just really wanted to focus on DMX and Chief Keef because there is so much connections with this. I mean, it's ridiculous. Once I get to the Gematria, you guys are going to see that this is 100% true. You know, there's no way anybody can deny this. There is so many connections and evidence to prove that DMX is Chief Keef. For now, let's look at their features, right? So DMX and Chief Keef have the same exact eyes. If you look at these two pictures, you can see they both have that same glare in their eyes. You know, it's completely undeniable. They have the same face structure, head shape, everything. You know, this one is very easy to see. And they have the same jawline as well. And like I said, the only difference between these two characters is the dreads. It's kind of like Tupac and Quavo, right? The only difference between those two characters is the fact that Quavo has dreads and Tupac is bald. And that's all they did with those characters, you know. All they did was just add dreads and created a new, younger character. So they did the same thing with DMX and Chief Keef. So that can throw off a lot of people. But, you know, this one is very easy to see. And they both have those same bags under their eyes, man. That's the big giveaway with this. Both of them are demons, man. If you really pay attention to their eyes, it's going to creep you out because they have the darkest bags I've ever seen. It's almost like they don't sleep. And I wouldn't be surprised if they don't because they're not human. And they work so much. You know, they work more than the average person. But anyways, Chief Keef actually put it in plain sight that he's DMX. He basically admitted he's DMX by putting this in plain sight because he has this song called Walnuts and it's a DMX diss. So he put it right in our face. You know, he's dissing his base character. And a lot of characters like to do this. You know, they'll start a beef with their other character. Or in some cases, they'll become friends with their character. You know, it's a lot of situations where they put it in plain sight like that. But this one has to be the biggest mockery of all time because he put it right in our face, man. He's basically admitting in plain sight because in that song Walnuts, Chief Keef claims he banged DMX's baby mama and her name is Yadira Borrego, and she responded to these claims. So the lyrics of the song say, I smashed DMX's baby mama, Yadira, Shakira, or whatever her name is. She threw it back for me. I hit her. I sent that girl a plane ticket. And then people did research and they found a tweet from Chief Keef where he said, I love you in 2014. And then Yadira Borrego, which is DMX's baby mama, she responded and she said, Chief Keef, I love you. So they're putting this one in plain sight, man. They're basically admitting it because this is DMX's baby mama and she's saying she loves Chief Keef. You know, obviously she's going to love Chief Keef because that's DMX's other character. You know, they basically admitted this so many times. And then Chief Keef responded on Twitter and he said, no offense to DMX though. I just had to rap about that cat. It was good. My car a Rough Rider. So again, he's admitting he's DMX. He said his car's a Rough Rider. So now let's get into the Gematria because if all those connections didn't convince you, the Gematria connections definitely will because this is completely undeniable how scripted all of this is. So DMX's real name is Earl Simmons, right? So don't you guys find it interesting that Earl Simmons and American rapper have the same exact Gematria? This means that DMX was not a real person. He was specifically created to be an American rapper on the world stage. You know, the chances of your real name matching up with your career is like 1 in a million. And then on top of that, Earl Simmons and his baby mama have the same Gematria. So his baby mama's name is Yadira Borrego. So Earl Simmons and Yadira Borrego both equal 138 in the same cipher. So this shows that she's scripted as well. And I want to talk about that because a lot of people always ask me, if celebrities are fake, then what about their families? You know, what about their wife? What about their kids? You know, all of that is scripted too. You guys have to understand every single thing about celebrities is scripted. None of it is organic. None of it is natural. None of it is genuine. Everything they do is fake and planned and scripted. This proves that both of these characters have been scripted since the day they were born. And even Chief Keef, because Chief Keef also matches up with Yadira. They both equal 58 in the English ordinal and then 41 in the reverse full reduction. So moving along, Chief and Yadira also match up. So they both equal 31 in the full reduction and then they both equal 104 in the reverse ordinal. So they're very scripted, man. The fact that Chief Keef admits he banged DMX's baby mama, and then we find out that his name matches up with DMX's baby mama, and then DMX also matches up with her name. You know, all of this is scripted, And Chief Keef's real name is Keith Pharrell Cozart. And this is a very strange name, by the way. I've never heard of that middle name or that last name. They always have very strange names because it has to sum up to a certain number in Gematria, and you guys are going to see the reason why Chief Keef's middle name is Pharrell, and they spelled it like this on purpose because DMX equals 14 and Pharrell equals 41 in the same cipher. And then DMX and Dead both match up in Gematria. They both equal 14 in the full reduction. And then Chief Keef and Yadira also equal 41. So that's a lot of 41s and 14s right there. So now let's talk about the 48s and the 84s. So Earl Simmons, which is DMX's real name, matches up with Homicide. They both equal 48 in the same cipher. And then Pass Away is also 48, just like Earl Simmons. And then Masonry is 84. Now let's get into DMX's date of death. So DMX faked his death on April 9th, 2021. And this date is extremely important. They always fake their deaths on a certain date because every date is a number. So the number of this date is 4/9, which is basically 49, right? So he died on 4/9, and his name DMX is short for Dark Man X, and Dark Man X equals 49. So this is 100% proof that his death was 100% scripted, because what are the chances that he dies on 4/9 and his stage name Dark Man X equals 49? And then on top of that, his other character, Chief Keef, also equals 49. So there's no way anybody can deny this. The truth is all in plain sight, man. You just really have to find it. And none of it is hard to find. You know, all I did was type in their names and everything matched up. So I want to get a little bit deeper with this because they use astrology a lot as well. So DMX died on April 9th, and this date is a part of Aries, right? Because Aries is from March 21st to April 19th, and this was April 9th. So he died in Aries season. And this is important because Aries and murder have the same gematria. So that's why he died in Aries. So Aries and murder both equal 83 in the same cipher, and they both equal 38 as well. Just like death equals 38 and rapper equals 38. So he's a rapper that died in Aries. So those three words are all connected. And then RIP and Aries also have the same gematria. They both equal 25 in the full reduction, along with 38 and 83. So DMX died April 9th, 2021, right? And when you write that out, it's 4/9/2021. And the numerology of that date is 18. So the big connection here is that his birthday is December 18th. So this 18 is a big number that they use in a lot of these death faker scenarios. Like, for example, XXXTentacion died June 18th, 2018. So that's two 18s right there. And I find that interesting because both of them are referred to as X. So both of these characters are very connected. And by the way, I did make a video about X 4 months ago. So if you guys are interested in that, the link is in the description below. Because Jaden Smith is XXXTentacion. So I highly recommend you guys check that out. And I will be doing another video proving that XXXTentacion's death was scripted, because there is so much gematria in that situation. So stay tuned for that video. But anyways, let's get back into this number 18, because DMX's birthday is December 18th. So DMX's first name is Earl, and Earl equals 18, just like how his birthday is December 18th. And then Die equals 18, Earl equals 18, and Keef equals 18, all in the same cipher. And I found it interesting how Die and Keef equal 18 in two ciphers. You know, that was very interesting. And Kills is also 18. And Sagittarius is 81. And Sag is short for Sagittarius. And Sag is also 18. And this is important because DMX was born December 18th, which is Sagittarius season, which means his zodiac sign is Sagittarius, right? Because Sagittarius is November 22nd to December 21st. So he falls in Sagittarius season. So that's why Sagittarius matches up with his birthday. So that really shows that even their birthdays are extremely scripted. So like I said, nothing about these characters is real. They've been scripted from the very day that they've been born. So let's get a little bit deeper into the Sagittarius season. So Sagittarius equals 45, right? And his date of death is April 9th, right? The numerology of his date of death is 54. And 54 is just 45 reversed. And then I noticed that Kill equals 44 and Sagittarius equals 144. So like I mentioned earlier, Chief Keef's song where he dissed DMX is called Walnuts, right? So I found it interesting that Walnuts matches up perfectly with Death. They both equal 20 in the full reduction. And then Death is 97 and Walnuts is 79 in the same cipher. Alright, so now let's talk about the 27s and 72s. So Earl is DMX's first name, and Chief Keef is also known as Sosa. You know, he calls himself Sosa a lot. So I found it interesting that Earl and Sosa have the same gematria of 27, and then Keef also equals 27. So DMX died of a heart attack, right? And heart attack equals 72. Just like how I mentioned, Keef is 27, and Earl and Sosa are also 27. But on top of that, heart attack is 72, and Party Up is 72. And Party Up was one of DMX's biggest songs. I'm sure everyone has heard that song before. You know, that song is played in so many parties, just like how Chief Keef is played at many parties as well. You know, they play Love Sosa or Faneto. You know, like I said, both of these characters make the same type of music. And DMX's song Party Up is very destructive and negative. You know, this is why I don't listen to music anymore. You know, it took me a while to cut off music entirely. You know, something that a lot of people don't talk about is music addiction. I think everybody is addicted to music, whether we like to admit it or not. All of us love their music, and it took me this long to finally cut it out. I finally canceled my Apple Music subscription. That way I won't be listening to their music anymore, and I highly recommend you guys do the same. But if you're highly addicted and you don't want to stop, you know, that's up to you. I don't want to tell anybody what to do with their life, but personally, I've noticed that listening to their music constantly will have a negative effect on your life, because every single artist makes negative music. Even if they try to act like it's a positive song, there's always a backhanded negative thing about it. You know, everything they do is to promote negativity to your subconscious mind, and that's why music will get stuck in your head. But all of this is another topic for another video. I just wanted to let you guys know that I finally cut out music entirely. The only type of music I'll listen to now is like Beethoven and stuff like that. I no longer listen to any of this music because it's just not worth it. Like, for example, just look at the lyrics of this song by DMX. He literally is saying, "Y'all gonna make me lose my mind." And he's constantly repeating this. And then he said, "Y'all gonna make me act a fool." And he just keeps repeating these negative connotations. And all of this can affect your mind. You know, this song is a clear example of negativity. And on top of that, we repeat these lyrics while we're listening to it. And little do we know, we're actually manifesting what we're saying in these songs. So be very mindful of what you're listening to. And again, I'm not saying that you have to cut out music like me. You know, that's just my personal decision. But all I want you guys to know is to at least be consciously aware of what you're listening to. That way it doesn't have an effect on you. Because you can still listen to their music as long as you're consciously aware of what you're listening to and you don't manifest that in your real life, then you'll be fine. So as long as you guys are consciously aware of what you're watching and listening to, you'll be fine. I'll make a separate video diving deeper into that on Patreon because I can actually show songs and where they come from. You know, that's going to be a very important video on Patreon. So I recommend you guys subscribe to my Patreon. The link is in the description below. But anyways, moving along. Now let's get into DMX's place of death because this is going to blow your mind. So DMX died in White Plains, New York, right? As it says right here. So I typed in White Plains in Gematria, and sure enough, it matches up with Chief Keef's real name. And this creeped me out because what are the chances that Chief Keef's real name matches up perfectly with the place that DMX died at? You know, and it matches up perfectly in every single cipher. They both equal 136 in the English ordinal, and then 55 in the full reduction, and then 161 in the reverse ordinal, and then 62 in the reverse full reduction. So this right here should confirm to everybody that everything I'm saying in this video is 100% true. This is literally 100% proof. Nobody can deny this at this point. It's way too much scripting with both of these characters, man. So on top of his name matching up with White Plains, Chief Keef also matches up with White Plains, New York. So Chief Keef equals 49 and White Plains, New York equals 94. So Chief Keef was born in 1995, right? And White Plains, New York equals 95 in Gematria. What are the chances that the place that DMX died at connects to Chief Keef in 3 different ways? You know, this is very scripted. And then on top of that, he died in New York. New York equals 111. And pass away also equals 111. And then on top of that, White Plains matches up with Tory Lanez. They both equal 136 in the English ordinal. And I'm bringing up Tory Lanez because Tory Lanez is also mixed with DMX. You know, when I was making this video, I couldn't help but notice that Tory Lanez is another one of DMX's characters. But keep in mind that Tory Lanez is a very mixed character because he's also mixed with Plies and Kirk Franklin and Tusi as well. So if you guys are interested in watching my video about that, the link to this video is going to be in the description below. So that's why Tory Lanez wasn't the main focus of this video, because he's a very mixed character. You know, he doesn't look 100% like DMX. He's mixed a little bit with Plies and Kirk Franklin. So that's why the main focus of this video was Chief Keef and DMX, because they look exactly alike. But I did want to mention Tory Lanez because it's very easy to see that Tory Lanez is heavily mixed with DMX. You know, they look so much alike right here. They even have the same jawline right here. And they also have a very similar attitude. So recently, Tory Lanez went bald, and it reminded me a lot of DMX. So here's some pictures of Tory Lanez bald, and he looks a lot like DMX right here. You know, this one's very easy to see as well. And this blew my mind because this picture on the left is Tory Lanez, but he looks exactly like DMX right there. It's so creepy. But like I said, Tory Lanez is a very mixed character. You know, in some angles, he'll look like Plies and Kirk Franklin. And then in other angles, he'll look like DMX because he's mixed with both of them. And I thought it was interesting that right here, he's wearing this striped shirt. And DMX is wearing a very similar striped shirt as well. And the stripes are very symbolic as well. But yeah, man, they have the same jawline and a very similar face. So I did want to bring this up. And these pictures of Tory Lanez look exactly like DMX. You know, once again, especially this one. This looks exactly like DMX. And Tory Lanez is doing one-eye symbolism right here. And also, Tory Lanez has done a lot of mockery. So there's this article that says Tory Lanez randomly runs into DMX at 2 a.m. at a Jamaican food truck in Miami. So there's a lot of mockery going on with Tory Lanez and DMX. They even went live multiple times. So they put this one in plain sight as well. Now I just want to talk about the symbolism that they do. So right here, DMX is doing one-eye symbolism with his shadow. And then they added these wings on DMX when he died. But this picture just looks like it was supposed to have him with wings. You know what I mean? Like, all of this was scripted. And right here, he looks like a fallen angel. You know, this picture really reminded me of that. And then right here, he has this cross symbolism. The cross symbolizes death. And then right here, he has his hand in his pocket and his hand on his chin like this. And you'll notice that almost every single celebrity has a picture with their hand on their chin like that. And that's all Masonic symbolism. And then right here, there's the lightning bolts in the background, which symbolizes Zeus. And then right here, he has the snake symbolism. And then he has this weird album cover where he's covered in blood. And it's called Flesh of My Flesh and Blood of My Blood. And I thought this was very creepy. You know, all of this is very demonic. I could make a whole video about this in itself because there's so many celebrities that do this. You know, YG even did it right here. And then Lil Nas X did it as well. And then Chief Keef does so much symbolism in plain sight, man. And he gets away with it because this is a gang sign in Chicago. But like I always say, gangs are also involved. You know, so a lot of people try to think, oh, he's not doing symbolism, it's just a gang sign, bro. No, you guys have to understand, gangs are cults, just like Masonry and Skull and Bones. You know, all of those are cults, and gangs are no different. So that's why he's able to do this symbolism in plain sight. And also he's doing one-eye symbolism as well. And I noticed that rappers with longer hair, They love to do one-eye symbolism with their hair because they know that people would just brush it off. You know, people would just think that maybe his hair got in the way of that picture. But you guys have to understand, it's not a coincidence that they always take pictures with their hair covering one eye. You know, here he is again doing one-eye symbolism. And then right here, you can see he has a very strange tattoo on his stomach. And then he has this famous mugshot where he's sticking out his tongue. And that's also very symbolic to the goddess Kali, which is the goddess of destruction, which makes perfect sense as to why he's doing this, because his character is very destructive. And him and DMX are females as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, this was a very in-depth breakdown. I'm sure all of you guys can see the resemblance right here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to drop a like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my Patreon. The links are in the description below. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Me and Sade recently dropped a video on our Patreon, so make sure you guys go check that out. Thank you guys so much for all the support, and I'm out.